Athletics and the ACAC are pleased to have your support during the ACAC's 58th season. Thank you for your attendance, your encouragement to our student athletes, and your fan enthusiasm as we celebrate over a half-century of offering the best post-secondary sport entertainment in Canada. NAIT Athletics would like to acknowledge that these games are occurring on the ancestral lands of many First Nations, Inuit, and Métis, and is included in Treaty 6 territory. Fans, please rise if you are able, and remove your hats for the instrumental playing of the national anthem. The starting lineup for the Lethbridge Kodiaks. Number 3, Jamie Brown. Number 5, Matt Lewicki. Number 8, Shane Fowley. Number 9, Irina Korovina. Number 10, Alyssa Pavka. Number 11, Taryn Bach. Number 16, Elise Doble. And number 17, Erica Woods. And now, the starting lineup for your NAIT Moves. Number 2, Kate Krogan. Number 3, Annika Dick. Number 5, Kaylee Birkenshaw. Number 8, Charlotte Van den Elzen. Number 13, Jessica Zielinski. Number 14, Hannah Zurakowski. And number 17, Kayla Zazula. Your referees for tonight's game are Todd Shumachuk and Kevin Sexsmith. I will now hand it over to the head referee for tonight, Todd Shumachuk.
Welcome to the NAIT Gymnasium on this wonderful Saturday night for some doubleheader action of volleyball between the NAIT Oogs and the Lethbridge Kodiaks. I'm Ben Lowan, and I'm here with
Alex McFarland.
And Alex, what do you want to see at the start of this women's game from either one of these two teams?
Well, especially for NAIT, they had a really good game against one of the top teams in the entire conference last night. I want to see them carry that momentum over into tonight's game. If they play the same way, surely they'll come out with a better result here tonight.
And I think once again for NAIT, it just has to be they have to win the serve pass battle in order to take this win, their first win of the season against this Lethbridge Kodiaks team, who is 3-1, while NAIT's 0-7.
As we get ready for the first set of the game, just getting the proceedings set up here. And the Lethbridge Kodiaks, by the way, a record of 3-1 presently. They are 2-0 on the road, so let's see if NAIT can hand them their first road loss. It'll be Kate Krogan serving.
And Kate Krogan, the year 5 setter from Edmonton, has been a real consistent light so far for this NAIT Oogs team. They'll run the middle. That's a block with the joust at the net. And that is a net violation on the Lethbridge Kodiaks to get the first one of the nights in the NAIT Oogs. Alex, what did you see out of that opening play?
I saw a lot of resilience for NAIT, and I saw for Lethbridge, they're a bit too eager to get the kills right away. They're too eager to attack. They need to just simplify the game and let the NAIT Ukes make mistakes.
That was a really nice solo block by number 13, Jessica Zielinski. And then we'll have an ace off Kate Krogan to make it a 2-0 match.
Her serve game already on point. That's what you love to see if you're NAIT, is to have that consistency from the serve.
Batch goes to the right side. She's dug, but it's brought back. To go to Zazula. Zazula is dug up as well. They run the pipe. And that is out from number 5, Mac Lewinsky, to get the Ukes a 3-0 run to start off the match.
An excellent idea there from Lewicki, as we see the fan support already very avid on the front row there. NAIT off to a 3-0 start.
Back sets to the outside. And that is into the back corner by number 9, Arena Kariva, the year 4 from Calgary, to get the first point of the match for the Lethbridge Kodiaks.
Took them a couple of points, but it looks like they're finally getting their game woken up here and finally on the board.
The Ukes will be out of system. They'll just send over free ball. Box sets the outside. That's a nice take by Van den Elzen. They're going to dig on the outside. And that is out. They wanted a touch, but unfortunately that went out to give the Kodiaks their second point and cut the game to 3-2.
I think the Ukes had a fair case that could have been made there. It did kind of look like it was off the hands of a Kodiak, but not in the eyes of the official.
I agree with you on that one, Alex. And that is the first kill for number 3, Annika Dick, whose name we will be calling a lot tonight for the Ukes.
Well, she was their player of the game last night, and she's looking to keep that momentum going here as she goes to the serve line.
Annika Dick puts in a good serve, but it's received well. And that is out from number 8, Shane Fowley, to give the air to the Ukes.
The Kodiaks are having the right idea, but a couple of their shots just aren't on point. And that's what they need to work on right now, is getting their kills in the right area.
As that serve goes long from Annika Dick, I do want to say that early in this match, number 11, Taryn Bach, for the Kodiaks, is setting a really well-balanced match.
Without question, as we get ready to see the first serve from Shane Fowley from Medicine Hat. Year 2 middle, who graduated from Monsignor McCoy High School.
And unfortunately, that goes in the net to give the Ukes a 6-3 lead early in this first set.
That's not a good service error. You got the error from the Ukes, and you can't hand it back like that.
And now Jessica Zielinski is back to the service line, who has been a really good server for the Ukes this year. A free ball just gets sent over. Van den Elzen will take it. They'll go to Zazula on the right side. And Zazula is brought back. They'll go to Van den Elzen. Van den Elzen gets it off the hands, but she's dug. We go to the opposite side of number 8. That was number 9, Arena Kurova, but that went off the hands, and for Oren, it was a net violation for the Kodiaks point.
Net violation also looked like it might have been a double touch on Zielinski as it went off the hands and clipped her somewhere near the face, it looked like, kind of. As we see the serve here from Corvina.
That's a really aggressive serve by Corvina, but unfortunately, she couldn't get the ball to fall to get the service error and give the Ukes a 7-4 lead.
Kodiak's serve game is not on point so far in this match. That's something else that they have to work on.
When opponents have been playing in the ship, we have noticed a lot more service errors than usual on the season for them. They'll go to the back row. Oh, and that is straight down by number 5, Carly Berkachon. She shows some sass in the middle after that one.
That was an excellent play by Berkachon, not just to get the tip down, but to make sure she didn't commit a net violation. That is some great volleyball IQ right there.
JB Brown, the captain, just tried to roll it over, but Berkachon was having none of it. And that's a kill for the Kodiaks from number 17, Erica Woods. That's our first time calling her name tonight, the year two middle from Lethbridge.
And Birkinshaw on the play trying to get a block down inside the Kodiaks area of the court. Right idea, just could not execute it well. And the other number 5 will serve. It's Lewicki.
Vandenelsen will just send over a free ball. See where they go. They'll go to the middle. That's tipped, but it's dug easily by Zazula. They'll go to Vandenelsen. And that was straight down, but it was dug. Nice take by Zurkowski. A smart tip that's picked up by Brown. They go to Annika Dick out of the back row. She's dug as well. They'll set to Brown. Brown throws it, but it's brought back. Oh, a nice save by Zurkowski for the Ukes. Oh, and a center dump over. That was a smart move by Taryn Bach.
That was excellent back and forth from both sides. Both sides look to be excellent on their communication game and knowing where to go, and that was a perfect end by Taryn Bach to that rally.
And even though the Ukes lost that point, that was one of the best rallies I've seen from them this season.
This means that Lewicki will get to serve again.
That's a really nice serve by Lewicki, but it's taken well by Zazula. And that's the first kill for number 8, Charlotte Vandenelsen, the year 1 from Lethbridge.
Vandenelsen, one of the best players on the Ukes roster, a little quiet of a start to the game, but she shows you just the kind of talent she has there.
And Vandenelsen has the most attempts and kills on this team, but is only hitting .063 on the season. A slides run to Birkinshaw. Birkinshaw's brought up. Let's see where Krogan goes. Krogan tried to go over on 2, but I believe that will be a NAIT point.
As the net violation motion was made there.
What do you think of the Ukes so far as they have a 10-6 lead early in this first set?
Exactly what we said they needed to do earlier on in the match is carry over the momentum from last night. They have not let up at all.
See where Krogan goes. She'll go back to Dick. See where she swings. That was just a little bit of a wide set, and really Annika Dick could do nothing with it.
Was trying to get it over the net, but the strike ended up going right back onto the Uke side of the court for a 4-touch.
And now number 17, Erica Woods, will be back to the back line. That's a nice pass from Zazula. They'll go to Dick. Dick's brought inside, but she's dug up. They'll go to Brown. Birkinshaw's dug. A free ball just goes over. Where does Bach go? She runs the middle. And that is a tip by I believe that was number 10, Alyssa Pamek.
That was an excellent play, and I've been noticing a lot of Erica Woods, who's doing a really good job setting so far in this match.
She has been. And that serve goes long to give the Ukes an 11-8 lead.
Service errors are starting to pile up, as you would say, for the Lethbridge Kodiaks, and you mentioned earlier, it's something about the confines of the Ukes gymnasium that just affects opponents. They can't serve well.
Bach goes to Brown. Oh, and that was a terminal swing by Brown, but it went right in the middle of the net to give the Ukes a 4-point lead.
Started trying to go around the block there and just could not get the right kind of strike on it. They'll call timeout. We'll be right back. We have some excellent firepower on display the Ooks, hitting very well, have a 12-8 lead over the Lethbridge Kodiaks.
They'll go to the outside to Brown. Oh, and that is a straight down terminal swing from number 3, Jamie Brown, the year 5 from Fort McLeod.
Well, it did say the firepower is on display, and she showed it there in spades. Excellent kill.
Even though that was one of her first kills of the night, I can see that she's one of the most terminal hitters that the Ooks have faced this season.
Serve there from Bach. And it's right into the net.
And what do you think from either team? What do you think either team has to improve as we are 13 points into this first set?
Kodiaks definitely have to work on their serve game. And for the Ooks, just don't make any errors. Stick to your game plan. It's going very well for you right now.
They'll run the outside. That's a tip that is easily dug by Dick. They'll go to Zazula. And Zazula is dug up, but a free ball will be sent over. Let's see where Kogan goes. Runs the middle. Zielinski's dug. They'll go back to number 9. And do you think do you think the Ooks have to start improving on that tip coverage right now in this first set?
That's the one way the Kodiaks have been getting most of their points is through the tip, and definitely would like to see a bit more of a frontline presence.
It seems like the Ooks do have a lot of a perimeter defense strategy right now, but I think they have to bring a player in order to take those tips.
As we'll see a serve here from Annika Dick.
Zurkowski sets Van den Elzen, and Van den Elzen gets it down for his second kill of the night.
Van den Elzen has started to come on here. As we said earlier, a little bit of a slow start, but you knew the slow start wasn't going to last for long.
And even though the Ooks are up 5, this Lethbridge Kodiaks team has the power and drive to take any set from any team in this ACAC.
Service error from Dick there, and that's not what you want to see with the Ooks rolling along. That's the one thing that could kill their momentum.
Exactly. And now we'll have number 8, Shane Fowley, back serving, who has been doing a great job from the middle tonight. They'll be out of system. They'll go to Van den Elzen. Oh, that is a terminal swing from Van den Elzen. She is having an incredible offensive set so far.
It's amazing what Van den Elzen can do, and is showing just every inch of her talent right now.
And Van den Elzen, even though she's only hitting .063 on the season, she's having an incredible first set so far. And that is out from Korovina as the Ooks are starting to capitalize on these errors to give them a 17-11 lead, and we'll have a timeout called. Welcome back to the Ooks Gymnasium as we are coming out of a Lethbridge timeout as the Ooks are leading 17-11. Alex, what do you want to see from this Kodiaks team in order to come back in this first set as they are down by 6?
It's very simple. Their service game has to be on point. They've given too many turnovers to the Ooks by their service game, serving errors right into the net.
They're on the right side as she's dug by Zielinski. They're going to Zazula. And Zazula's brought up. Oh, and that was a nice block on the outside, but it's recovered. And that is out from number 9, Irina Kuriva, to give the Ooks an 18-11 lead.
That's the other thing the Kodiaks haven't been really good at so far is kills. They've had a couple of them, but a lot of them have gone out, and that's a huge reason why they've only gotten 11 points so far.
A nice short serve from Zielinski creates a free ball opportunity for the Ukes. Van den Elzen takes it. Krogan says Zazula, and Zazula gets it off the hand for a 19-11 lead.
This is possibly the best set of the entire season for the Ukes, as they just look like a dominant force right now.
And now Adina Wickstrom, the year 3 from Coaldale, will come in for the Kodiaks on that opposite position.
First action she's seen tonight.
Brown is dug by Krogan. Birkenshaw sets Van den Elzen. Van den Elzen gets it off the hands, but she's dug up. Bale goes to the right side, and she is dug. A short free ball will be sent over. Oh, and that was just a mishit by Annika Dick.
Certainly not what she wanted there, as she's had a lot of good hits so far in the match, but that time it just would not work out for her.
And now number 6, Adina Wickstrom will go back for her first serve of the night. They'll be off the net. Dick just rolls it over. They go to the outside. And that is a nice kill by number 5, Mac Lewinsky.
That's the kind of kill that the Kodiaks need more often, is perfectly placed just inside the back line.
And now that the Ukes are approaching this 19-13 mark, let's see if they're able to keep these errors down as we're getting later in this first set.
Serve from Coaldale here, or from Wickstrom.
Birkenshaw gets it off the block and down. Give the Ukes, I believe, their biggest lead they've ever had of the season at 20-13.
Oh, they have had one bigger lead, but that was in the same game, 19-11. They just look completely unstoppable right now.
Oh, and that is a nice swing from Brown coming out of the back row.
That was perfect. That's the Kodiak's biggest strength so far, is going down the middle towards the back. If they can keep going to that, they might have a shot at coming back into this match.
And now Jamie Brown is back in the front row. So I think that Taryn Bach does have to get the ball to her a lot more in order for them to climb back in this first set. Oh, and that's the first stuff on Van den Elzen tonight as the Ukes have a 20-15 lead.
We haven't seen too much of the Kodiak's blocking game yet this match, and now a timeout as things get a little bit closer. Back here in the NAIT Gymnasium, and we have been witnessing one of the best sets so far the entire season for the NAIT Ukes, who have been rolling along, but now the Kodiaks trying to climb back into this first set. It's a 20-15 score right now. We're going to have Mac Levitsky serving for the Kodiaks. Ben, what do you want to see from the Ukes close set out?
I think for the Ukes, they just have to limit all errors and really start going off those high hands.
Such as Van den Elzen.
And Van den Elzen gets it down to give her, I believe that's her 3rd or 4th kill of the set.
You said it, hot hands, and Charlotte Van den Elzen has been one of those absolutely dynamite up at the front, and now she'll get to serve here.
She's also, unfortunately, as that goes on, I was about to say, she is a really aggressive server as a year 1.
It's a good thing you didn't say that then. That would have been the first announcer jinx of the night, and we're going along so well right now.
We'll save that for the next set.
Serve here from Erica Woods.
That's a nice pass by Zurkowski. They'll run Birkenshaw on the slide that she's brought up. They'll go to Brown. Brown tips it. She's dug. Oh, and that was a nice swing by Brown. That's who I believe they really have to keep going to her in order for them to climb back in this first set.
It's been noticeable as she's just been hitting the ball perfectly tonight. And I don't think they've gone to her nearly enough.
Exactly. And that's a kill for number 5, Carly Birkinshaw in the middle.
Birkinshaw has also been having a really good match so far. If they can keep this up, she'll definitely be in contention for player of the game as she goes back to serve here.
And with her being a year 4, she has shown her experience that she possesses throughout the season. A free ball will be sent over. Zazula will take it. Krogan runs Zielinski. Zielinski just tips it. And another free ball will be sent over. And there's the power from Zielinski's, but she's dug up to go to the back row. Oh, and that's a nice one-handed stab by Van den Elzen. See where Bach goes. She has to go to Brown, but she'll run the slide. Tip goes over, Zazula takes it. Dick swings, and Dick unfortunately hits it out to cut the lead to 4.
Excellent rally there, and unfortunately just not the right ending there as it's slightly out of bounds.
And one thing I've noticed from Annika Dick this season is when she's swinging, when she's on her 34th swing in that long rally, sometimes she's just not able to get it right in the court.
Serve coming here from Taryn Bach.
Nice pass from Zurkowski. The run Dick. And Dick gets it down to get the Ooks 2 points away from their first set win in a long time.
And an excellent play there, realizing Kodiaks are trying to use the block more and just getting it right off the block.
The hitters have been doing a really good job going off this Kodiaks block as they have not been pressing over a lot in this match. Krogan goes to Van den Elzen. But unfortunately, she is stuffed from the back row as they're now 23-19.
Timeout, we'll be right back.
Welcome back to the NAIT Gymnasium as we are deep into the red zone in this first set between the NAIT Ooks and the Lethbridge Kodiaks.
Lethbridge trying to climb back into the set. They've been pretty resilient after being down as many as 8 points. They've cut that in half, but the Ooks have been very dynamite in this set. They're looking to just close it out, take the lead.
Jamie Brown will put in the first serve. That'll be a nice pass for Zurkowski. Zazula on the outside, and Zazula is dug. And that was a nice throw by, I believe that was on the court, that was number 5, Mac Lewicki, who got the kill.
Showing her experience there, year 5 left side.
Where did they go? And Zielinski gets the kill to give the Ooks a set point at 24-20.
Well, let's see if they can close it out here. The Kodiaks have been pretty resilient. If you're NAIT, this is very critical. You just need to end it here.
Then Annika Dick is back at the line, who is one of the best servers. And she'll get the ace to give the Ooks the first set, 25-20. Make sure you stay with us for the second.
this was up real quick, man. You couldn't have hated.
NAIT Ukes getting a rare first set win here as they lead 1-0 over the Lethbridge Kodiaks and trying to keep up their unstoppable run so far in this game. Ben, what would you like to see from NAIT moving forward in the rest of this match?
With this first set win, what I really liked from them is that they were really scrappy on both offense and defense. So I believe if they're able to keep up this scrappiness on both sides of their game, that they can go up 2-0 against this really strong Lethbridge team.
A lot of fans tuning in are pretty happy with how this match is going. Lots of action on both sides, and definitely to see the home team nab the first set is always something special.
And now starting serving will be number 8, Shane Fowley, the year 2 middle from Bassano. Zurkowski puts up a good first pass. They'll run Zielinski. And there'll be a net violation on the Kodiaks to give the first point to the Ukes.
Too many net violations so far for Lethbridge. I've been noticing that throughout. We've been seeing it, and that's part of why they're behind so many times.
Annika puts in a good serve. Our free ball will just be sent over. The Ukes have to use this. They'll go to Zazula. Oh, and Zazula is stuffed straight down to tie the game at 1.
Kodiak's block game has been the one thing that's been keeping them in this match, and they weren't using it a whole lot earlier. Now that they're using it a lot more, this might bring things closer to even.
And now Wickstrom is going back to the service line, who has a really nice jump spinner. They'll go to Van den Elzen, and that is a nice take from number 16, Elise Dobel. But unfortunately, that first swing in the set for Jamie Brown just goes long as she came storming through the pipe.
Jamie Brown, though, has been one of the best players on the Kodiaks roster tonight, and you don't want her to stop being aggressive.
Exactly. Oh, that's a nice take from the middle. But unfortunately, that's just... That was tipped over to give the Kodiaks to tie the game at 2.
Looked initially like they might have signaled net violation, and I did wonder if Erica Woods' hands were over the net, but it does look like she managed to keep them on her side of the court.
I believe it was a legal play. And now Mac Lewicki will go back to the service line. Broken will go back to Zazula, and Zazula gets it off the hands for the kill.
Right down the line, right off the hands. That was a perfect play by Zazula, who hasn't been maybe as noticeable as Birkinshaw or Van den Elzen, but she is definitely playing her part to perfection tonight.
And Zazula has been the most offensively productive this whole year for the Ukes, so she's hitting 203. Oh, and that is an incredible dig by Dick, but it just can't be brought up by Birkinshaw, which ties the game at 3.
Birkinshaw has to have that, realizing that even though the Kodiaks sang up an excellent block, that ball's not going to go over the net.
And that was some heat coming out of the middle for Kodiaks, and that was an incredible dig out of middle back by Annika Dick. And that serve goes long, smartly left by Zurkowski to give the Ukes a 4-3 lead. Alex, what do you want to see from either of these teams to adjust early in the second set?
It's too many service errors by the Kodiaks throughout the game. They need to make sure their service game is on point.
And that's a shank off Elise Dobel to give the ace to, I believe, Charlotte Van den Elzen, who is a really aggressive server for this team.
As Lethbridge not only has service errors, but that's also quite a few aces we've seen from the Ukes servers.
The Lethbridge Kodiaks really have to steady out in service eve. They'll set the pipe, and it'll just be tipped. Dug by Zazula. A free ball from Dick will just go over. Where does he go? They run the middle, and that's a nice dig from Zazula. Box sets to Brown, and Brown gets it through the hands to give the Kodiaks to cut the lead to 1.
Keep going to Jamie Brown. She has been the best player, easily so far player of the game. for the Lethbridge Kodiaks.
And with Jamie Brown being a year 5, you know they're going to go to Jamie Brown in whatever situation possible.
Serve coming here from Bach.
Zazula takes the pass, they run Burkenshaw. Burkenshaw stuff, but it's brought back. Oh, and that is a nice place tipped by Annika Dick as she went down the line.
It was perfectly played. She realized that going the attacking route wouldn't have been the best option. Seeing the block of her just perfectly lays it over.
And even though Annika Dick is only hitting 0.33 on the season, she has been really consistent for the Ukes on offense and defense this whole year.
Serve from Burkenshaw.
Oh, and that's unfortunate. That was just an unfortunate stab by Dick, which gives the point to the Kodiaks as we are 6-5 early in the second set.
Set number 5 again, as we have, it looks like a Burkenshaw fan. And a little bit of an issue at the back end there, as it looks like we have paneling starting to come loose.
And now Dick will go to the, she'll go to Dick, and that'll be just sent over, but I believe that'll be a side set or the legal contact, giving the point to the Ukes.
If you're the Ukes, you're on a very good run right now. Just keep this going. They haven't lost any momentum from the first set thus far.
And who do you think Kate Krogan has to keep feeding from her hitters on this Ukes team?
Keep beating Annika Dick. She's having an excellent match. Her and Vanden Nelson are the two you want to go to.
Oh, and that's a nice one-handed stab by Zurkowski. They'll run the outside, and that is a stuff on the outside for Zielinski and Zazula.
If they had let that fall out of bounds, that was Elise Dobel who tried to save it. She just let that fall out of bounds. There was a chance it could have been a Kodiak's point. That was not the right time to try saving it.
And now Kate Krogan will go back to service. She's on a 2-0 run. And nice pass by Brown, but that was taken by Vanden Nelson, but they'll just have to put over a free ball. They'll run the middle, and that was a great kill by number 8, Shane Fowley, and an even better set from Taryn Bach.
Those two, if they can keep that combination going up and help out Jamie Brown in that regard, they have a good chance coming back here in this set.
And now we'll have number 8, Shane Fowley, going back to serve after that incredible kill from the middle. Free ball sent over by Zielinski. Box sets to the outside. And no, that just caught, that caught number 2, Kate Krogan by surprise, as that's a kill once again from Mac Lewicki.
Excellent firepower from both sides. The Kodiaks have shown that in certain segments of this match that they are just as good at their shot game, at their offense, as the Ukes.
And now Fowley's back to serve. They'll go to Zazula on the outside. A free ball will be sent over. Vanden Nelson will take it. They'll run Zazula. And Zazula gets it off the hands for the kill. She has been doing a good job catching this Lethbridge block tonight.
She's really come on here in the second set, and that's what they need, is all 6 players on the court producing.
And the Lethbridge blockers have not been doing a good job at pressing over tonight, and the Ukes have been taking advantage of it. See where Buck goes. She'll go to the right side. And that is unfortunately hit long by Adina Wickstrom to give the Ukes a 10-7 lead in this second set.
Some of the Kodiaks kills haven't been placed very well, and I'm sure they'd love to have a few of these points back.
Oh, I would agree with you on that one, Alex. Oh, and that was just a misplay by Elise Dobel to give the ace to, I believe that was Annika Dick, and that's her second of the night.
You wonder if they're going to keep Dobel in there. She hasn't been on her game as much tonight as the other libero, Pavka.
Yeah, Elise Dobel has not been doing a good job tonight as the libero. Now free ball will just go over. They'll set Zielinski, and unfortunately that just goes long to give the point to the Kodiaks.
Pretty sure she was trying to go cross court and keep it inside the line, but just way too much heat on that shot.
And that was just not a good swing by number 13, Jessica Zielinski, who has been a recent addition to the starting lineup for this NAIT Ooks team.
Serve from Wickstrom here.
Van den Elzen puts up a good pass. They go to Zazula. And Zazula gets it off the hands for the kill.
That is what NAIT does really well, is they use the block to their advantage. If you're the Kodiaks, you gotta be careful where specifically you're setting up that block and where you're deflecting the ball to.
And even though the Ooks are only 12 points in the second set, I would be able to say that this has been the best set and a half I've seen from them so far this season. Oh, that's an incredible take by Zielinski. Kayla Zazula puts it over. Unfortunately, it just goes out. But holy Toledo's, that was a great take by number 13.
That was amazing, and if that ball had stayed in on the line, that might have been the best point of the entire season for the Ooks.
And now number 5, Mac Lewicki, will be back at the service line. And nice pass by Zurkowski. They'll go to Van den Elzen. And Van den Elzen, that was one of the most terminal swings of the night.
Van den Elzen is getting serious consideration for player of the game, if she wasn't already.
The Ooks are doing a great job so far. And Van den Elzen is doing a good job at finding those seams in the Lethbridge block.
As we'll see the serve from Zazula.
They'll go to Jamie Brown. Jamie Brown rolls it. A one-handed stab by Zazula. Dick just takes it out of the back row. Bach runs the slide. And that is a nice kill for number 17, Erica Woods.
And that's the kind of shot location the Kodiaks are looking to have more of. Just perfectly inside the line, making sure you've got the right accuracy.
And I believe they do have to start going to Erica Woods more, because she's been doing a great job in the middle tonight, running on 2 feet or 1.
She's been doing a great job of the kills. That just wasn't her best serve.
And the service game has not been, the service and blocking game is what really has to improve for Lethbridge if they want to tie this game up at 1 set apiece.
See the serve coming from Van den Elzen.
Oh, and that's a nice pass by Doyle. Oh, and an even better dump by number 11, Taryn Bach, the year 2 from Lethbridge.
Smart move there, not going for a set, but instead realizing he's got open court there, and she just puts it over into the nice open area.
And with me just looking at the rosters, what I've realized is number 17, Erica Woods, and number 11, Taryn Bach, went to high school together went to Chinook High School together at Lethbridge. And that is down for Annika Dick to give the Ooks a 15-11 lead.
Very perfect shot, and to further your note, they have 3 hometown players on their roster due to the Kodiaks.
And now going back to serve will be number 5, Carly Birkinshaw, who's been doing a great job from both lines tonight. Oh, and that was a smart play by number 8, Shane Fowley in the middle.
Caught Birkinshaw off guard there as Birkinshaw was going one way and was forced to hit the ball the other way.
She unfortunately just wasn't able to get her platform together in time. And even though Zurkowski has been doing a great job tonight in serve receive, that one just caught her off guard a little as the ace goes to the Kodiaks.
Well, let's see if Jamie Woods keep the excellent service game up.
Zazula will run Zielinski. She's dug easily by Brown. Bach will go to Mac Lewicki. And Lewicki is stuffed on the outside by Krogan and Zielinski.
That might have been Zielinski's best block of the entire match so far.
And now we'll have Krogan going back to the service line, who has been doing a really good job from the back line tonight.
Service game is where she might be the best.
Oh, and that is a nice kill by Annika Dick. She's having her best offensive night so far for the Ooks. And for Annika Dick, she's only hitting 0.33 on the season, but tonight she has been doing a great job going off high hands and getting it straight down. Doyle will just have to spec Mac Lewicki. A free ball by free ball will go over by Zalewski to go to Dorn. Oh, and that is a nice kill by number 8, Shane Fowley.
And the one sign of this being an excellent set, an excellent match in general, is that you're not seeing any timeouts being called by either team.
And at the 17-14 point, we are starting to approach that red zone. So let's see which team starts committing more of those errors in this second set. And now we'll have number 18, Claire Talbot, getting her first action of the night. But unfortunately, that being the service specialist, she didn't do her job, and she just put it right in the middle of the net to give the Ooks an 18-14 lead.
Unlike the other two Lethbridge products, Claire Talbot, a Catholic Central High School grad.
Dorn isn't able to pick it up, and the Ooks now have a 19-14 lead as they want to take this 2-0, as they want to take a 2-0 lead over this Lethbridge Kodiaks team.
Let's see if Annika Dick can keep up the excellent service game here.
Unfortunately, Dick just goes long and gives the point back to the Kodiaks.
So 19-15 lead. This was the point of the first set where the Ooks kind of tailed off and let the Kodiaks back into it. You can't let them back into it here.
And now they are in the rotation where they will have Van Den Elzen back on the outside. I believe they'll go to her, but they go to Zazula. Oh, and Zazula is stuffed on the outside. Do you think it would have been smarter for Koga to go to Van Den Elzen at that point?
It would have been, yes. And we'll see a timeout for NAIT. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Ukes Gymnasium as we are tied at 19-19 between the NAIT Ukes and the Lethbridge Kodiaks. I'm Ben Lowan and I'm here with
Alex McFarland.
And Alex, what do you want to see from either one of these teams as we are right at the red zone at 19 apiece?
NAIT just needs to find what was making them successful for the first set and a half. They're only 6 points away from getting a 2-0 sets lead, and they need that.
And that was a nice pass by Vanden Elzen. They'll go to Zazula, and Zazula is dug up by Doyle. Oh, a nice dig by Zurkowski. An aggressive swing from Vanden Elzen. Oh, and that'll be a double on I believe that was number 13, Jessica Zielinski, as the Kodiaks have their first lead in this second set at 20-19.
And one of the very few leads they've held at all in the entire game.
And now number 6, Adina Wickstrom will go back to the service line. That just grazes the tape. See where Krogan goes. She's going to Vanden Elzen, and she gets it on the back line to tie the game at 20 apiece.
Keep going to Vanden Elzen. She's been the hot hand throughout the vast majority of the match, and shows you why there.
And Jessica Zielinski has been doing a great job with her short serve tonight. I'm surprised the defense in the serve receive pattern is so far back. And that is out from Lewicki to give the Ukes a 21-20 lead.
The Kodiaks, if they want to win this set, they need to keep going to Jamie Brown more often, as she's been their best player so far.
And now Jessica Zielinski will be back at the service line. It's a nice pass by Brown. The setter dump from number 11. Terenbach was a smart one as she got the point as they tie the game at 21 apiece.
She's shown that a few times this match, is the ability to just have that setter dump perfectly into the middle of the court.
And on the season, Terenbach does have 8 kills, so it shows that she is quite an offensively minded setter for this Lethbridge Kodiaks team. And unfortunately, that serve goes long to give the Ukes a 22-21 lead.
Too many service errors for the Lethbridge Kodiaks if they lose this game. That's definitely one of the keys, is that too many of their serves have been either long or short.
And now Kayla Zazula puts in a good serve. They'll just have to put it over a free ball. A roll shot goes over. And that was a nice roll shot by Jamie Brown as she was able to get it off the platform of Dick to tie the game at 22 apiece.
Doesn't always need to be a hard kill. It can be something like that, a perfect roll shot that the Ukes have no response for.
And now serving will be number 17, Erica Woods, who's been really consistent tonight for this Lethbridge Kodiaks team. And the ball is brought back by the Ukes. Oh, and that is an incredible lucky break for the NAIT Ukes as they are up 23-22.
That was unlike anything we've seen from Brown tonight. She has usually been dynamite hitting it down the line there, but just struck it right into the net. Timeout for Lethbridge. We'll be right back. One of the more incredible performances we've seen from the NAIT Ukes all season, as they are 2 points away from taking their first 2-0 sets lead of the entire season. Ben, what do you think they need to do to just close this out?
They need to keep these serves in because any errors at this point will be magnified tenfold. A nice deep serve by Vanden Elzen. Oh, and Brown is stuffed on the outside. to give the Ooks a 24-22 lead and a possible 2-0.
Brown showing a little bit of emotion there as the Kodiaks were right in the set, and it's starting to slip out of their grasp.
And that was a block that should have been brought up. Where does Krogan go? She'll go to Vente Nelson out of the back row. Kayla Zazula just puts up the first pass. The run, Dick. Oh, and Dick gets it off the hands as the Ooks go up 2-0 as they are up. They win their second set, 25-22. Make sure you stay with us for the third. Welcome back to the NAIT Gymnasium as we are at the start of this third set between the NAIT Ooks and the Lethbridge Kodiaks. I'm Ben Lowan, and I'm here with
Alex McFarland.
And Alex, what do you want to see from the Lethbridge Kodiaks as they are currently down 2-0 and facing a possible sweep here in Edmonton tonight?
They just got to keep their resilience going. They've had moments where they looked like dynamite, but it's just not there consistently enough. They need to be more consistent.
And now number 11 will go over to the middle. She'll be dug by Van den Elzen. That was a tip by Zelinsky that's brought up. They'll go to Brown out of the back row. Dug by Zierakowski. And unfortunately, that went right in the middle of the tape to give the Lethbridge Kodiaks a 1-0 lead.
That's the kind of start you need if you're the Kodiaks, is to be able to just get the first point. Keep the call going. Yeah, neither of us can hear each other in the
And now number 6, Adina Wickstrom will be going back to serve.
From his headphones earlier on, so I don't know.
Annika Dick swings on the outside. And unfortunately,
I had the remedy earlier.
And unfortunately, those are two hitting errors back to back to give the Ooks a 2-0 lead.
But now it's no. The microphones are still going.
Oh, and that is an out of rotation call for the Ooks as they are down 3-0. And those errors, like especially when you're out of rotation like that, are not something that the Ooks want as they're trying to get their first win of the season. And now Wickstrom is going back to the service line as she's currently on a 3-0 run with this topspin serve. It goes to a nice pack to stick, though runs to Zielinski, and Zielinski's dug up. And Brown is stuffed by number 17, Kayla Zazula, as now it is a 3-1 game for the Lethbridge Kodiaks. And now Annika Dick will be going back to the service line, who has had one of her best games offensively and defensively tonight for this NAIT team. The one-handed stab by Zurkowski is brought up. And I believe that's a double contact called on Kate Krogan, the year 5 setter from Edmonton.
And for NAIT, you just need to stop making these errors. You had a perfect game going earlier on this match.
And now number 5, Mac Lewicki will go back to serve, who has been really consistent offensively so far tonight for this Lethbridge Kodiaks team. They'll go to Van den Elzen. And she gets it down through the hands to cut the lead to 2.
That's what you need for the Ooks. Van den Elzen has been one of the best players on their team so far tonight. Keep that up, keep feeding her so that she can keep attacking with the offense.
And the Ooks hitters are doing a great job tonight at finding the non-pressed hands of this Lethbridge Kodiaks block. Lewicki will just set it over, and that was just an unfortunate mishit by Zielinski as the Kodiaks now have a 5-2 lead. Alex, what do you see coming out? What do you see from this Kodiaks team so far in this third set?
They're doing a good job of getting the Ooks out of system and out of sync. Plain and simple.
And unfortunately, that'll be a service error from Mac Lewicki as she'll come off for the libero, and I believe that is Elise Doyle coming back in.
And that was one of the things that the Lethbridge Kodiaks had been doing a great job of in the third set, was keeping their service errors low. They need to keep doing that, and the Ooks can't make a service error in return.
And unfortunately, Kayla Zazula just wasn't able to get it to drop for the Ooks.
So we'll see a serve now come from Taryn Bach.
And Taryn Bach, what do you think of her so far as she's currently down 2-0?
She's definitely been one of the better offensive players for this team so far, having the awareness to realize when to do a set play and dump right into the middle.
And this third set, you are starting to see that old Ooks team that was not doing well in the season. They need to get back into the form they had in that first 2 sets.
I'd see a timeout called soon if they don't get it back together.
Oh, and that is a ball that has to be brought up by the NAIT Ooks. And now we'll have a timeout called as the Kodiaks lead 8-3.
First adversity that the Ooks have really faced all match here, as they are down big in this third set, 8-3 to the Kodiaks, but they have shown some resiliency themselves. What do you think the Ukes need to do, Ben, here to get back into this third set?
The Ukes just need a good side out, which means that they have to have a good serve receive pass, which that one wasn't the best, as unfortunately Annika Dick just hits it in the net. And these service errors, which have plagued the Ukes all season, are starting to come back against them in this third set.
Nothing is going right for them, it seems, here in the third set. Everything is starting to fall apart a little bit.
The Ukes have to get out of this rotation as soon as they can. They'll go to Van den Elzen. And she creates the overpass. They'll go back to Van den Elzen. And she's stuck once again. Oh, those were two incredible digs from the Lethbridge Kodiaks as they now have a 10-3 lead over these NAIT Ukes.
Give the Kodiaks credit. They realized what was making their attack successful in the first two sets, and now they're capitalizing on it in spades.
And Van den Elzen has been doing a really good job swinging tonight, but these Kodiaks passers have really increased their defensive game in this third set. Oh, and that is an incredible kill by Charlotte Van Delzen as she's able to get it off Doble in that from that cross-court swing.
Keep attacking Doble. Doble's not been having the greatest night, and if Van den Elzen can keep going over to that side of the court, the Ukes might be able to climb back into this third set.
I think they have to keep going to Doble in serve receive as well, as that's what Charlotte Van Delzen did. But unfortunately, the Kodiaks are able to get a swing from Jamie Brown for the kill.
And Jamie Brown, if the Kodiaks can come back to win this one, has to be the player of the game without any question.
And with 3.47 kills a set, you can tell that they are really they're going to really want to go to Brown whenever they can.
Just a little bit too long of a shot there. It looked like it was Annika Dick, and I don't think her shots in the third set and later on in the second have been as good as they were in the first.
Oh, the first set and a half, she was swinging incredibly well. And I think with this service error, the Ukes really have to take the momentum out of this in order to start coming back in the third set. Because in the first time in this match, now you can see that the Ukes are the team that has to fight back.
And for the Kodiaks, you got to keep those service errors down. That was the one thing that plagued them a lot in the first two.
Oh, and that was a nice kill right out of the middle by Shane Fowley.
And perfectly down the line, too. It looked like it had a shot of going out, but she managed to place it just perfectly inside.
And Shane Fowley, with only 9 kills on this season, has not had that much of a chance to play for this Lethbridge Kodiaks team. But tonight she is showing that she can be a dominant force from the middle. Oh, and that is a nice kill by Jessica Zielinski. That is what she needs to really start going offensively. That was the best connection we have seen between Krogan and Ann Zielinski tonight.
They haven't been the most noticeable, but definitely if they can keep that connection up, they have a shot.
And now Krogan will go back to the service line. And Zazula is going back to her regular ways as she takes a smart swing off the block to cut the lead to 6.
Not the greatest block for Wickstrom, as they've been doing a great job with the block, but sometimes you can see that they deflect it the wrong way. They don't get the right hands on it.
The Lakeland Kodiaks really have to keep pressing with their block. Oh, and that is a nice run kill to number 17, Erica Woods.
Kodiaks have shown a lot of dominance on the kills so far in this third set. That's something they need to just keep feeding off of.
And the Kodiaks have really been going to their middles and outsides in this set. Do you think the left side blocker should start shifting over for NAIT?
I would agree. Make the adjustment.
Oh, and that will be a Kodiaks point off, I believe, that was just down on the ground.
And it wasn't the greatest play either, as they had more options to set it to a different position.
And now Adina Wickstrom will go back to the service line, who has gone on a couple runs tonight for the Ukes team. Unfortunately, Zazula was not able to clear the net, and the Kodiaks have the biggest lead tonight of any team as they are up 16-7 against the Ukes.
Both teams look like completely different teams, and we're going to see the Ukes try and shake it up here as Zelinsky will finally come out, and Xiaoliang Both will see her first action of the match.
And even though we haven't seen too much action from her so far in this year, she shows that she is a really good blocker for the Ukes team. And she's stuck by Doble. Zurkowski just rolls it, and it's dug easily. A nice dig by Krogan. Zurkowski will just have to send over the free ball. Dorb will go to Lewicki. And Lewicki is able to get it down for the kill.
This might be the most noticeable Lewicki has been all match. Timeout, Nate. NAIT Ukes here, down 17-7 in the third set. They just need one more set to win the match, and they need to find a rhythm here late in this game. Ben, what do you think the key to finding that rhythm will be?
I think for the Ukes, they really have to steady out on serve receive and really just start being more confident in their swings. They seem a little too tentative offensively right now. They're going to Dick on the right side, and Dick is able to get it to drop in the cross court to give the Ukes the eighth point of their set as they're down by 9.
That's the Annika Dick that we've been expecting a lot more of, that we've been seeing the past couple matches. If she can keep that rhythm going offensively, they have a really good shot.
A free ball will just go over. Where does Krogan go? She runs the middle to Both. And I think that was just I like that Kate Krogan is pushing her middle, but unfortunately that was just a really low side to Xiaoliang Both, and there was nothing she could really do with it.
Both's greatest strength isn't really kills, as she's more known for setting her teammates up. So keep playing to her strengths now that she's in the match.
And now Rhea Taylor will come in to serve as she gets her first action of the night. They'll go with Van den Elzen. Van den Elzen is dug. Door was set to Brown. And Brown's able to get it off the hands of Both for the kill as the Lethbridge Kodiaks go up 19-8.
Kodiaks just can't be stopped right now. And this is a completely different team from what we were seeing throughout most of the first two sets.
They go to Zazula. And Zazula gets it in for their 9th point of the set.
You could see the idea from the Kodiaks there as they thought that was going to go out, but it was a perfect shot from Zazula. Just keep it in on the corner.
And now Zelinsky will come back in to serve, and she has been doing a great job serving tonight for the Ukes. See where Zelinsky's able to go? That's a good pass by Noble. They'll run the middle. That's right up by Zelinsky. Van den Elzen is brought back. Oh, and that is a block, but it goes out of bounds. Give the kill to Zazula.
And what I saw there from the Ukes was that they were ready for Turnbock's dump into the middle. They hadn't been ready before. That was the first time that they were able to counter.
And that was a great adjustment from Kate Krogan. That just shows you your 5 experience. Oh, and that was a really lucky tape kill for number 3, Jamie Brown.
Definitely caught the Ukes by surprise. There was no way they could respond to that in time.
And now, as the Ukes are down by 10, you just need to side out and try to gain some momentum, as we will probably be going to a 4th set here at the gymnasium. Oh, and that is a nice dig by Kate Krogan, but she gets up a little slowly. I hope she's okay. I believe she is.
That did not sound pleasant at all, and the fact that she's able to get up and walk away from that is pretty impressive.
That was a really good dig, but unfortunately she ran right into the bleachers. And the ball goes long to give the Ukes their 11th point of the set, as they are only down by 10.
Not the greatest serve there from Woods, and she'll come right out for Erica Dobles. Lethbridge is looking to do everything they can to take this 3rd set.
And now Kayla Zazula will go back to the service line, who has been a really consistent year 5 so far for the Ukes. Oh, and unfortunately that was just out by Charlotte Van Delzen. But that was a really nice looking cross-court swing from her.
And not something you can't fault her for, is that's usually been what's worked out for her, that exact same shot so many times.
And now Taryn Bach will be back at the service line, who I believe went on a 4- or 5-point run early in this 3rd set. Oh, and that's what you need. They have to keep putting more balls to Birkinshaw in the middle.
Birkinshaw's been quiet this 3rd set. They haven't gone to her too much.
But
if they can keep going to her, then that's going to balance out your offense. You can't just keep going to 1 or 2 players.
And as Charlotte Van Dazzle puts it in the net, I just want to say that the Ukes passing has started to go down. Has started to go down in this 3rd set, which has not allowed them to get the ball to the middles as much as they would want to. Annika Dick is unfortunately stuffed on the outside, as the Lethbridge Kodiaks will have a plethora of set points as they are leading 24-12.
And for NAIT, just try and get out of the set as best as you can.
And unfortunately, that's an ace off Zirkowski, as the Lethbridge Kodiaks will take the 3rd set, 25-12. Make sure you stay with us for the 4th.
Yo, G, they can't stop me from rapping, can they? Can they hop?
And welcome back to the NAIT Gymnasium as we are starting the fourth set between this NAIT Ooks team versus the Lethbridge Kodiaks. I'm Ben Lowon, and I'm here with
Alex McFarland.
And Alex, what do you want to see from NAIT Ooks as they currently have a 2-1 lead, but that last set was not their strongest set we've seen at all this season.
Just erase the last set from your memory. You had a really strong first two sets. Play off of your strengths from those sets more and pretend the third never happened. You still got a 2-1 lead.
And now Shane Foley will go back to the service line to start off this fourth set. She gets the overpass. Oh, and unfortunately that was out by, I believe, Kayla Zazula, and that gives the first point of the set to the Lethbridge Kodiaks.
That looked like an excellent kill attempt, though. They made something happen out of nothing there, and if only it just stayed a little bit inside.
Krogan will go to Zazula. She'll be off the net. She just rolls it. That's dug up by Bach. Oh, and that is a nice save by Van den Elzen. And another great dig by Bach. They'll take Brown out of the back row, and that was a back row steamer from number 3, Jamie Brown.
And give credit to the Kodiaks a couple times. They looked down and out, and they somehow found a way to battle through.
And the Ooks are in their sticky rotation, where they have Zazula swinging from the left and Dick swinging from the right. If I was Krogan right now, I would probably be going to Dick on the right or Zielinski in the middle. Zazula takes the first pass. They'll go to Dick. And Dick gets it up, and that is a dig that hits the roof. And that will be a point for the Ooks.
I don't want to see the Ooks change anything about their game here in this fourth set. Yes, you're down 2-1, but every point so far in this fourth set, they have looked much more like this Ooks team we saw the first two.
The Ooks just have to keep swinging confidently, which is what they've been doing all night. And Jamie Brown is just having her way in the back row.
That's the one thing I'd like to see out of the Ooks is adjust to the fact that they are going to Brown all the time.
They have to know that that Bach will go to Jamie Brown in whatever position she's in on the court. They're going to Zazula. Oh, and Zazula is able to get it down to give the Ooks to cut the lead to 1.
That was not the greatest hit by Bach that we have seen, as she did not look confident of the direction it was going, and instead just put it right over to a teammate who wasn't prepared.
And now for Jessica Zazula, she'll probably not. Zielinski puts in that short serve, which gets the Kodiaks out of system. Oh, and unfortunately that ball just hit the antenna as the Kodiaks now have a 4-2 lead.
It was an excellent play. You could see Zazula is doing everything she can to save as many points as possible for the Ooks.
And with Zazula being a year 5, she has shown that she can use her volleyball brain whenever she needs to.
As we'll see the serve coming from Lewicki here.
And she has a really aggressive float serve. Oh, and that is a nice thumb down kill by Kayla Zazula. That's her second kill of the set, as the Ooks are now only down by 1.
Keep attacking Wickstrom. I haven't really seen her best game come out in the third and fourth sets. She looked a lot better early on, but Wickstrom is not on it right now.
And now they'll go to Brown on the outside. Oh, and that is a nice dig by Dick out of the back row. They'll just put over free ball with Zielinski. Bach goes back to Brown. It's a little bit of a misset. The Ooks have to capitalize. They'll go to Brickenshaw. And Brickenshaw is able to get it off the block and down to tie the game at 4-apiece.
Elise Dobel has not been having the greatest game either, and on that play, just could not get the right strike that she wanted.
Exactly. And even though Elise Dobel is the libero, she has not been doing the best job in serve receive and passing tonight. I think the Ooks servers really have to start targeting her. Oh, and that's a nice cover by Zielinski. Oh, and unfortunately, Charlotte Van Den Elzen is stuffed on the outside as the Kodiaks now take a 5-4 lead.
Kodiaks are going to need more of that kind of point as the Ooks players are adjusting Terenbach's dump to the middle.
And the Lethbridge Kodiaks block is really starting to now key in on Van Den Elzen and Annika Dick on the outside. Birkinshaw is brought back. They'll go to Brown. Brown tips it. And unfortunately, Zazula just isn't able to bring it up as the Kodiaks now take a 2-point lead.
An excellent idea by Jamie Brown, realizing that at any point in the match, the Ooks could adjust to her smash mouth style. And so instead, she throws a curveball.
Oh, and that is a nice swing by Van Den Elzen. And it goes out off the dig to give the Ooks their 5th point of this 4th set.
This is more like the Ooks that we saw in the first 2 sets where they are keeping with the Kodiaks every step of the way. They need to just keep doing this.
All 5 of the Ooks hitters are now hitting really confidently, and they have to keep that up if they want to shut this down in 4. And they'll get an ace from Van Den Elzen. She is incredible from that back line. The year 1 from Lethbridge is doing a great job.
That was an impressive point there, and the Ooks realize that they can't let their foot off the gas pedal. They saw where that went in the 3rd set.
Oh, and that's a nice pass by Doble. They'll run the middle. It's just tipped. They're going to go to Brown, and they do. And Brown is blocked. They'll go back to her. Oh, and that's another nice kill by Brown going down the line.
And that couldn't have been any more perfectly placed as it looked like it was going out, but she just kept it in by a few inches.
In those out-of-system situations, they have only been going to Jamie Brown. So the NAIT blockers really have to start keying in on her in these out-of-system situations. Oh, and that is a lucky serve by, I believe that was number 11, the setter, Taryn Bach. She gets it down for the ace.
You did mention the point about Jamie Brown. The Ooks did show earlier on in that previous point that they are adjusting. They are starting to set up a block on Jamie Brown. They just need to keep working it.
And now Taryn Bach will go back to serve, and she's been doing a great job from the service line tonight for this Lethbridge Kodiaks team. Oh, and that's a really nice aggressive swing from Dick, coming from the bump set from Krogan.
We're seeing the Lethbridge Kodiaks start to not figure out how to respond. They had the answer for everything the Ooks wanted to throw at them in the 3rd set, but now the Ooks are finding new ways to come through.
And you know the Ooks do not want to go to a 5th set, so the one thing they really have to do is keep swinging high and aggressively in order to get this defense out of route. And Annika Dick gets it off the late coming block to tie the game at 8.
Kodiak's block has started to lose a little bit of its luster as the Ooks have been adjusting perfectly.
And Annika Dick is just having a heyday with the block in this front row this whole match.
And now we'll see the serve from Carly Birkinshaw.
They'll go to Brad on the right side. And that is a great straight down kill by number 3.
We had seen her kills from the left side all match, but she's showing that either side of the court, she is very proficient.
And we have called her name so many times tonight, and we probably won't stop until this match is over. Oh, and that is another kill by Annika Dick. She is having her way against this Kodiak's defense.
Keep targeting Elise Doble. That's what they need to do more in this match. It's been pretty apparent that Doble's not on it tonight.
And Annika Dick is the hot hand right now for this Ooks team. And the middle connections for the Lethbridge Kodiaks is one thing that the Ooks have not been able to stop all night.
And there's surely an adjustment that will come in that order.
And now, number 8, Shane Fowley will go back to the service line as Erica Woods will check back in for the Kodiaks.
One thing I've noticed about Shane Fowley is her very patient serve. It definitely throws opponents off.
That might have been going out, but Zerkowski plays it. Krogan plays that second ball. Zerkowski is covered. But unfortunately, they just can't keep the cover in, as the Kodiaks now have an 11-9 lead as they try to force a decisive fifth set.
Ukes were definitely out of system on that one. They need to be a little bit more in control, keep going forward to keep within 2 or 3 points.
And the Ukes have been doing a good job at serve receive in this fourth set, and they really have to keep that up right now. Zazula will be off the net. She just rolls it. That'll be dug by the middle. Oh, and that was a nice kill by number 6, Adina Wickstrom. Do you think the Ukes need a timeout to really to stop this run?
They do. They'll call one. Neither team is going to give any inch here in this fourth set. It's been close throughout, and the Kodiaks trying to gain some separation, have a 12-9 lead as they look to force a decisive fifth set. My partner, Ben Lohan, has been seeing this match as well, and what does he think the Ukes need to do to keep within
the Ukes cannot be playing conservative at this point in this fourth set. They have to be, all 5 of their hitters have to be swinging on all cylinders if they want to take this, in the fourth.
As the ball makes its way onto the court, they'll just kick that off, and Shane Fowley has been the best server for the Kodiaks so far tonight.
And that's taken well by Zazula. They'll set Zazula. Zazula is dug, but a free ball will just be sent over. Not taken well by the Ukes. Oh, and that was a throw by number 3, Jamie Brown, but unfortunately, she threw it right in the top of the tape.
Uncharacteristic of what we've seen the rest of the match is that she's usually on fire with those kill attempts. That one's just not the best strike.
And now Annika Dick will go back to the service line, who has been a great server so far tonight for the Ukes. Creates the overpass, and Charlotte Van Den Elzen knows what to do as she gets it off the head of one of the Kodiak blockers.
This is the Ukes' best momentum so far, and this is what they needed coming out of that timeout.
You can really tell that the Ukes do not want to go to a fifth set in this against this Kodiak's team. And unfortunately, Van Den Elzen just brings it down, but that was another great swing by Adina Wickstrom, the year 3 right side from Coaldale.
There's been moments where she hasn't looked on her game, but then in most recent times, she has definitely been on it, especially late on this fourth set.
There runs Zalitsky. Oh, and that is an incredible dig by Boyle. They'll set Van Den Elzen. Oh, and Van Den Elzen is stuffed on the outside as the Kodiaks will, I believe, now have a 15-11 lead. No, my bad, 14-11.
And the Kodiaks do have their largest lead of the set as they look to gain some more separation.
And for the Kodiaks, they need to keep Adina Wickstrom on the service line as long as they can. Oh, and that was just a miscommunication in the back row, as it is now 15-11.
I wouldn't be surprised if they swap out Zurkowski at some point, realizing they need to do everything they can to win the set.
And Zurkowski has been doing a good job in the back row, but unfortunately, she really has to call that because that's her main job, is service, receive, and defense. Zazula was blocked, and a free ball will just go over. Smartly placed by And that is into the net by, I believe, number 5, Mac Lewicki, to give the point to the Ukes, as they're now only down by 3, with one of their strongest servers, Jessica Zielinski, going back to the line.
The Kodiaks did not look too confident on that point. It didn't look like anyone knew who was going to take charge.
Oh, and that is a nice swing. Oh, that's it. Unfortunately, that went out, but that was the right idea for Charlotte Van Den Elzen. Unfortunately, she just hit it a little long.
You said just a bit too much power on that one, and unfortunate because, as you said, they had their best server at the line.
And even though Van Den Elzen's only year one, she is showing that she has plenty of years of experience in this ACAC. Where's Dow go? And Jamie Brown now puts it in the net. These outsides are starting to hit way too low, as they have just put a ton in the net in this last 3 or 4 points.
Jamie Brown has been playing so well so far in this match, and the last couple kill attempts that she's had have looked pretty uncharacteristic.
The serve goes off the net. And that is hit long by Lewicki, as the Ukes are now only 2 points down, as we are 16-14, as we are starting to get deep into this 4th set.
Too many mistakes are creeping back into the Kodiaks game. They looked really strong late on the 2nd set and throughout the 3rd. They need to find that rhythm again.
Oh, and that was a nice one-handed sound by Zurkowski, but that will go down as a kill for Erica Woods.
I would like to see Zurkowski let that ball go, let someone in the back of the court try and take that.
And Zurkowski has been targeted a lot tonight in serve receive and defense, but she has shown that she is a really strong player for this Ukes team, the year 2 setter from Calgary.
That looked like it could have been inside, but it's ruled out. It was very close right down the line. It gives the 18th point of the set for the Kodiaks.
And even though the Ukes are down by 4, they just have to keep swinging confidently, because that's what's been able to keep them in these sets. And now the passing for Zurkowski is really starting to decrease, as now the Ukes will call a timeout as they're down by 5. Make sure you stay with us.
Back here in the NAIT Gymnasium as the Ukes look to find a way to climb back here in this 4-set down, 19-14 to the Kodiaks, who themselves are looking to push this to the decisive 5th set.
They've been targeting Zurkowski and serve receive, and it's been really, really well for them, as Charlotte Van Den Elzen is able to go off the hands for the kill.
And Taryn Bach has been a little bit silent so far in this 4th set, not her best set of the match, as she looks down in frustration.
Oh, and that was a really nice serve by Charlotte Van Den Elzen, but that was taken even better by Lewicki, and Lewicki puts it right in the net, as the Ukes are now starting to come back, as they are only down by 3.
When you saw the Kodiaks go on that run earlier, they were eliminating the mistakes from their game. Mistakes from their game plagued them throughout long stretches of the 1st and 2nd sets. They can't let it come back into their game now.
Bowie is dug. Oh, and that was a really nice dig from the Dick swing. And an even better dig from Zurkowski. The tip goes from Burkitshaw, and now a tip from Brown. Brown. Oh, and that was one of the most terminal swings of the night for number 3, Jamie Brown.
What a night she has had. Anytime they have sent the ball over to her on the left side, it's been near automatic.
And they needed to get Charlotte Van Delselen off the service line because she is one of the most dominating servers on this Ooks team. And unfortunately, the ball just rolls on the court as we'll restart play.
They've had a few issues with ball rolling onto the court tonight. It's been uncharacteristic.
It has been from us minor officials. A nice pass from Zazula. They have to use this. An even better dig from Lewicki. Brown just was over a free ball. Zazula takes it. Krogan sets it. And unfortunately, that was just a bit of a misconnection between her and Birkinshaw, as now there's a 5-point gap as the Kodiaks try to force a decisive fifth.
Just simplify the game if you're the Ooks. Don't need too many passes. Just send something over.
Oh, and that's a nice one-handed side by Lewicki. And a nice swing from Brown. They'll go back to Dick. Oh, and that was in for, I believe that was in for Dick. She is doing a great job. She's doing a great job when she is swinging confidently.
That was perfect in the corner. Rembrandt right down the line, painting it perfectly.
And now number 12, Emma Blumenschein, will come in to play middle for this Ooks team. And she has, these last couple games, she has done a really good job in the middle, and especially from the service line. Oh, and that is a straight down stuff for Blumenschein. What a way to enter the game for number 12.
Amazing. That's what they've needed to counter the block from number 3, Jamie Brown, all match. Timeout. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the NAIT Gymnasium as we are coming out of a Kodiaks called timeout as they are leading 21-18 as they try to force this decisive 5th set against the NAIT Ooks. Alex, what do you want to see from the Ooks to close out the match or for the Kodiaks to force the 5th?
For the Kodiaks, it's just critical. No more mistakes. Don't let those creep back into your game.
Oh, and that was a really aggressive swing from an out of system situation from number 5, Mac Lewicki.
She's had definitely moments like that where she has looked very potent.
Oh, and that is a nice solo stop from number 2, Kate Krogan. She is showing her experience in this game.
That was excellent defense, realizing that the Kodiaks are going to put it right back over on that play. That was drawn to perfection.
And now Kate Grogan will go back to the line. A nice pass by Doble. They'll run the middle. Flowey is dug. That was a set that died on its way to Dick. And unfortunately, they're able to, for the Ooks, I believe that was number 5, Mac Lewicki's able to get it off the block as they are 2 points away from forcing a 5th.
We're in the red zone here, though. The Ooks need to find a way to break through here. But the Kodiaks have one of their most dangerous servers at the line, as we have seen the patient serve from Shane Fowley throw the Ukes out of system.
Oh, and unfortunately that was just hit a little too far across for the Kodiaks, as they now have 5 set points as they're trying to force a 5th.
They need this one. The Kodiaks can't let the Ukes back in at all. Foot on the gas.
And that is a great kill from Zazula. That is what she needed coming up the left side to save the Ukes.
The Ukes are not out of this one yet. If they can put together a run here with Annika Dick serving, they might be able to come back and win this one.
And this is exactly who you want at the service line if you're the Ukes right now. And Brown shakes it as Annika Dick gets her third ace of the night, as the Ukes are now at the 21-point mark.
Like I said for the Kodiaks, that was a mistake on that play, as they could not get the right deflection. You just got to be careful with where you're placing the ball here.
Oh, and that is off the block for Lewicki to give this 4th set to the Kodiaks, 25-21. Make sure you stay with us for our first 5th set of the season.
Back here in the NAIT Gymnasium for a decisive 5th set here. The Kodiaks were down 2-0, but they have climbed all the way back and now just need 15 points to complete what would be an incredible comeback.
And I'm Ben Lohan, but Alex, what do you want to see from either one of these teams? As I believe this is the first 5th set any of these two teams have had this year.
For the Ukes, they built back a lot of the momentum that they had lost in the 3rd set. They need to keep building on that. And for the Kodiaks, it's been the theme of the game. Anytime they've made mistakes, they've looked completely out of sorts. By any time they have been able to limit their mistakes, they have looked dynamite.
And you hear us constantly talking about the red zone in volleyball, but with the 5th set, this whole set's a red zone, as every error is magnified by 10-fold when we start.
That didn't look good.
And there's an error right off the bat by Lewicki. And you can tell this Ooks bench, this is the most energized they've been all season.
Not the way to start if you're the Kodiaks. They started the same way in the first and second sets, giving out the first point. We saw how that turned out.
And this 5th set is a sprint, so there is no room for any mistakes at this point. And unfortunately, that's a back-to-back errors, as now it's Van Delzen who just puts it right in the middle of the tape.
I would have liked to see Van Delzen send over a free ball. That would have been a lot better of a choice, a lot more potential to get the Kodiaks out of the system.
I do like seeing how aggressive she is still being, though, in this 5th set.
As we'll see the serve coming here from Wickstrom.
And the ball is brought back by Doble.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and that is a great first kill for number 12, Emma Blumenschein. The 6-foot middle from Spruce Grove.
We saw her come in for her first action last set, and since she's come in, the Ooks have looked a lot better off than they did in the third and early on in the fourth.
And now you have another good server back at the line with Annika Dick. Oh, and unfortunately, that's a net violation, I believe, on Emma Blumenschein. And that is not the error she would want in this 5th set.
I don't know exactly where the error was, and she looks a little bit puzzled as well. The official saw something that our eyes could not catch.
I believe it was most likely a net violation, as number 5, Matt Glewicki, the year 5 from Tabor, will go back to serve. Kayla Zazula will just have to send over a free ball. Where do they go? They'll run the outside to Brown. And in this 5th set, where it's for all the marbles, you want to be putting the ball to your most experienced hitters. And for the Kodiaks, that's Jamie Brown.
It looked like they just needed to spread out the offense a little bit. She had a little bit of the yips in the 4th set. It looks like she's gotten past those with a bit of a break.
And if you're the Ooks, you're down 2 right now, but you have to keep swinging aggressively because you do not want to be reverse swept tonight.
The reverse sweep is such a thing in so many sports, and volleyball is no different.
And now number 5, Mac Lewicki, will keep back on the service line. And that is out for the error for Lewicki. And that's what the Ooks need if they want to keep in touch with the Lethbridge Kodiaks in this set.
Smart realization, though, knowing that was going to go out, and the Kodiaks, they cannot have any errors in their service game at all in this 5th set.
And unfortunately for Emma Blumenschein, she sends that long, and she has been one of the strongest servers for the Ooks this year, as I believe on the season she does have 5 aces, which is second most on the team.
We'll see a serve now from Erica Woods.
Oh, and the Ooks have to call a timeout now as they're down by 3, and that's what they'll do. Make sure you stay with us.
Hey, can you come to Harry's after you're done?
Things getting dire for the Ooks here, who had a 2-0 lead, but we are inevitably here in the 5th set as the Ukes look to win. Kodiaks currently have a 6-3 lead. Ben, take it away.
Oh, and that is not the start to the set that the Ukes would want, as unfortunately Van den Elzen is stuffed on the outside. Throughout this game, Van den Elzen has been doing a really good job getting it through the seam, but at the start, this last set and a half, the Kodiak's block has really started to key in on her, and Dick as well. And that's a little bit of a miscommunication in the back row, and that will be a kill for number 8, Charlotte Van den Elzen, the year 1 from Lethbridge.
Not just the back row, but realizing on the front row that one of your back row players is going to come and save that and to be ready for the dig.
Oh, and that is almost saved by Zurkowski, but unfortunately, that will go down as a kill for number 3, JB Brown, the year 5 from Fort McLeod.
They had the block on Brown earlier in the game. The Ukes need to figure out how to do that again.
And going back to the service line will be Taryn Bogch, who's been having a great day from the back line. Zazula puts up a really nice pass. They'll go to Van den Elzen. Van den Elzen is blocked, but it will be sent over. Oh, and that is a nice stuff block from number 5, Carly Burkishaw. She tries to get her team going in this set.
That was what the Ukes needed desperately. If they had given up a 9th point to the Kodiaks there, that could have spelled danger.
And they were only down by 3 with one of their strongest servers, Van den Elzen, back at the line. Van den Elzen almost got another ace, but a free ball will just go over. Burkishaw will take it. They'll run Burkishaw, and Burkishaw gets it down. She is showing her year 4 experience.
Easily one of the best players for the Ukes tonight. If she can keep up this performance, the Ukes will have a really good chance to take in this 5th set.
And on the season, Burkishaw's only hitting 0.59, but tonight she's doing a lot better from an offensive standpoint. Dick is brought up. They have to go to Brown, but they'll go to the right side. Krogan just puts over a free ball. And number 8, Shane Fowley is able to get it down. Alex, what do you think of Fowley's performance so far from the middle for the Kodiaks?
It's definitely been very noticeable, and that's maybe one of the things she's done best besides serving is using the block to her advantage.
They'll go to Dick. Oh, and that is an unfortunate shot. That goes just long. They couldn't get the touch, but now they'll be down 10-6 and in this 5th set to 15.
Just keep doing what you've been doing, though. You're never out of it, even if you're only down, especially if you're only down 4.
And there, Dick makes up for it and gets it down. And the Ukes are only down by 3 as it is 7-10.
It'll be Burkenshaw going to the service line here. Let's see how well she can do.
And Burkenshaw, she's really consistent, and she knows in these 5th sets that these serves have to go over. And unfortunately, that just goes down the block, but give the kill to Adina Wickstrom, the year 3 from Coaldale. She came in at the 2nd set, and she has been doing a great job so far from that opposite side.
Critical note as they brought the libero Elise Dobel out, and they have put Erica Woods in. They realize the Kodiaks do that they can't make any mistakes, especially with their best server at the line right now.
That's a good pass by Zazula. They'll go to Dick. And Dick is able to get it off the block to cut the lead to 3. Now that the Ukes have the momentum with Kate Krogan at the service line, it is essential that she's able to put in some 2 or 3 or 4 really aggressive serves.
That was a critical point for the Ukes. If they had let Shane Fowley get any momentum, that would have been it.
And that is taken down and give the kill to number 6, Adina Wickstrom.
This is a critical time here for the Ukes. You can't let the Kodiaks gain any more traction.
as the Kodiaks are only 3 points away from taking the reverse sweep here at the NAIT Gymnasium. Oh, and that is a nice kill down the line by the year 5, Kayla Zazula. And with this being her last year, she knows her shot selection on both the right and left sides.
Feels like right now she's playing with ice in her veins.
Oh, and that is a ball that should be brought up, but it goes down for Mac Lewicki as the Kodiaks are now at the 13th point, and a timeout will be taken by the Ukes. Make sure you stay with us. And welcome back to the NAIT Gymnasium as we are at the decisive point of this once again decisive 5th set between the Lethbridge Kodiaks and the NAIT Ukes as they are currently up 13-9. I'm Ben Lawon and I'm here with
Alex McFarland.
And Alex, what do you want to see from the Ukes in order to make that comeback they need to in this 5th set?
Just keep playing the simple game. The simple game has worked the best.
Oh, and unfortunately that just went right between Zurkowski and Dick for the ace to give the Kodiaks a possible match point. Alex, who do you want to see Krogan? Who do you want to see Krogan set in order to keep them alive in this great match?
I'd say Vanda Nelson.
I would agree with you completely on that one. Or maybe try Blumenshine, as she's been able to get her kills down, even though she has had many attempts tonight. They'll go to Vanda Nelson. Oh, and that will be a kill for Vanda Nelson off the net violation from the Lethbridge Kodiaks.
And by the reaction of the team, it looks like it was on Erica Woods, and there have been a couple times where a net violation has been committed, and it's unclear exactly what the violation is.
And now Jessica Zielinski will come back to serve, the year 2 middle who graduated from Archbishop O'Leary, and she has a great serve, and she needs to get them in order to keep her team alive. They'll go to Brown, and Brown seals the match as the Lethbridge Kodiaks beat the NAIT Ukes 3-2, and the final set 15-10. Make sure you stay with us for the players of the game.
And while we wait for the players of the game, the Ukes had this one. They definitely looked a lot better than they had earlier on in the season. It was a good weekend for this Ukes women's team, and they just need to keep building off it.
And this win, even though it was a 3-2 loss, this was by far the best I've ever seen this Ukes team play this season. I didn't know they'll be able to take the momentum coming off this game into their next one, which I believe will be, I don't know who the opponent is, but it will be next Friday.
And things look a lot more positive than they might have at the very start.
Athletics are pleased to recognize today's players of the game. The elite promotional marketing player for the game for the Lethbridge Kodiaks is number 16, Elise Doble. The Boston Pizza player of the game for your NAIT Ukes is number 8, Charlotte Vanda Nelson.
As the Kodiaks are eager to mob Elise Doble, that will put a cap